full NHL lineup tonight, what are you hoping to see?
Structure, some growth with our structure, keep our compete up, build on some of the things I thought that were pretty good, and at least a good start in Grand Rapids. So I think you're going to see similar lineups throughout. Just the way the games are played out, I don't think you're going to see true NHL, true AHL is going to mix throughout. So we're going to have a lot of reps for some guys going forward here.
What do you put Michael Bontempo in the best position to succeed while judging what he fairly can do?
Yeah, give him some time on the power play. Where hopefully he can get some touches and some looks, and obviously get his shot off. Playing with like players, no different than how you'd set them up for success in the season. Playing with some players that can do some work for them. So, yeah, again, you want to give these guys plenty of opportunity, but in the right situation.
That's the same with Johansson, and partnering him with Justin. Is that more a reflection of the other pairings you want, or
a little bit of everything? Yes, a little bit of everything. Even on the right side, I think I'll probably move some of the right wings up and down. Maybe give Carter some looks up and kind of let it play out from there.
It's pretty unusual for a guy who started in Europe just last month to then come here for training camp. I mean, how beneficial will that be for him just going forward, getting that familiarity?
I think it's going to be a huge benefit. North American game is a lot different. It's just the reality of it. I think it's going to be very beneficial for him. Even the pace of practice, even the pace of the game. At the same time, you still want him to flourish and grow with his offense. You want the puck on a stick, and where's it going to allow him? So I think this will be very beneficial, and I still think I like the approach of them being open about him staying over here this year or going back. I think it's a luxury you don't see a lot. It's credit probably to our management group, the relationships they have with this European team.
As you've gotten off the ground here, what has been the benefit of having a bit more kind of roster continuity than the previous year? Obviously still a few newcomers, but maybe not quite so much as the year prior?
A ton. I like where our structure was out. I kind of alluded to this the other day, where our structure was with our red-white game. I think there's just been a lot less teaching, which is fine. It feels like a lot of the teaching right now isn't so much with the structure, which is always there. A lot of it is the habits, puck play, just stopping on play, some details. So there's a huge benefit to that, having some continuity with our staff returning for the third year, along with a lot of returning players.
You've coached Carter before. What do you kind of need to see from him this fall, or want to see, I guess, from him this fall?
Just what he can bring. I like my first experience with him at World Championship is he played through bodies, he played through sticks, an already harder type game, which a lot of times we're teaching younger players. So that type of stuff, getting those hard areas, we'd love some of that B game, just like what we ask of all of our guys. I think we had a little trouble with our forward group last year, cheating the wrong way, leaning the wrong way, and I would want him to have a very honest type game.
Is the key with Johansson just play a simple game?
Yep, of course. Yeah, so a little bit in the two rookie games, but simple, heavy, hard. He's been noticeable in some aspects of camp, which is a positive for him.
Where do you see Simon's growth with the puck on the stick? We talk a lot about what he does with it, but when it comes to both in the offensive zone and pushing the puck.
Managing it, obviously the less turnovers. We ask all of our guys not wasting shots. His shot has improved greatly. I think that's very important for him offensively. I still think it's a simple offense game. His ability, very comfortable with him on the rush. Because he can skate, he's got good instincts. He's created some offense on the rush, but being simple and creating on the offensive blue line, it's so hard to create offense in today's game, 5-on-5. I think a little bit has to be done in a half-court game, if you will, in an O-zone type offense from the blue line.
In the long term, is it something where you see, like, hopefully, hey, as he grows, eventually maybe we're having this conversation, he could be a power play guy in the future?
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
he
something
for
like-
sure, for sure.
Like a,
Yep. And again, I think it's just as long as he keeps it simple, you don't have to overdo it on the power play. He's already shown some good instinct. I think some of that grows deception. Opening up your hips, showing hands, spreading it out the right way while shooting. I think it takes time, but I think so.
Derek, are you going to be looking at the scoreboard much tonight, or do you and the staff kind of look for, all right, are we doing this right?
Yeah. More the doing things right, more the concepts. Of course, you want to win. I still think winning is a little bit of a learned behavior, a little bit of an attitude. So, of course, the score will matter, but it's going to be the bigger picture.
With the way Carter can put it on the net and shoot it, is he kind of a natural fit for that bumper goal line thing you guys do in the power play?
Yep, could be. Yeah, obviously, I still think we would like our power play going through Patty, and maybe a lefty on net front. There'd be different looks, but he's had a ton of success on the goal line in the bumper through college, through his pro hockey. Good instincts on it. I think the other thing he can do on the power play is retrieve pucks, and I think that's something that goes very unnoticed. We were a top 10 power play team last year, and obviously we had some talent, and there were some pretty plays being made, but I think our power play was positive because it was efficient. We retrieved pucks. We kept plays alive. He can do that on the power play.
As a coach, when you're kind of adding things like you mentioned power play running through Kane and things like that, as we get through 60, 70 games, everyone knows what everyone does. Are there things as a coach that you sometimes take note of? Hey, that's something we will try to wrinkle in mid-season.
No, of course. The power plays constantly evolve. You even see last year, our power play evolved. And man, huge credit to Alex Tang and Jay Bear. If you're going to have success through 82 games, finish top 10 in the league, you're going to have to evolve throughout the year. And last year, I give the guys credit, we kind of had 2 units going. I think we're deep enough and talented enough to have 2 this year. And we had a little internal competition between those power plays and different looks. And I think that's part of the power play evolving. And the league is so well scouted now, penalty kills. If you're going to be the same and staticky or keep showing, if you don't evolve in your power play, it's not going to be successful throughout the year. So, of course.
We've heard Dylan and some other people mention the word accountability in talking about the team, and I'm curious, in terms of preseason play, what does accountability look like for them? Is it just making the most of every rep, every shift?
Yeah, exactly. Details, habits, puck play. We come out of the red-white game and we're still talking about structure, but it doesn't matter if we can't manage our game or the puck. I think that's probably the accountability part.
Is that something that coaches, I guess, drive the conversation, or is that something
Yep.
you're
Oh, yeah, of course. Coaches drive it, but really good teams, it ultimately comes from the room. And I think we've been growing that over the last couple of years.
Do you have, in preseason, will you have Dan on the bench with you? Dan Watson?
Yeah, well, just like last year, all 3 AHL assistants will spend 1 game. I think it's important for their growth and their development.
How much do you plan on playing Goose tonight?
2 periods. Hughes will get 40 minutes. We think he needs some live game reps, and we'll give him 40 minutes tonight. Coach will play the last 20 minutes.
Do you like what you've seen so far from him? He looks like he's healthy.
Yeah, he's healthy. That is that. I still think you can. It looks a little fast for him at times, which is understandable. You can rehab, you can get back in shape, you can do what you can in the summer, but especially in that position, you need live reps, and he'll get those tonight.
This isn't about anyone in particular, but I'm curious as a coach, when do you know a prospect is ready for the NHL game? Like, what sorts of things do you see in their game?
No, that's a good question, because I think it's different for different players. I really think a 2-way game where you're playing the right way all the time, you can make an impact, you're winning shifts. To me, that's when a player's ready. Nice case.